Good morning, YouTube. This is Timpostal here, reporting live from South Florida. Today's question I'm going to be answering is, where do you find those places? If you haven't seen my Instagram or my photography at Timpostal, check it out. I travel around the world, around Florida, around the US, finding unique hidden gems, abandoned places, nature, swimming in springs and waterfalls, beautiful, beautiful spots. And I find those places through a number of different methods, and each one of them is going to take some time out of your day. And a lot of people don't want to take that time. They want that instant gratification of give me the exact spot, have it all laid out. They want all of that, which is fine. It'd be nice. There are resources you can find which are like that. Some examples of that are Atlas Obscura. That's a good website for finding unique places in your city, and it usually gives the exact address at the bottom. But before I go into details on the particular websites, I'm going to talk about some of the methods I've done. And I haven't done a lot of research on places. I did a lot of research when I was in high school and college. I would spend a full day, at least 8 to 9 hours on my phone or computer looking up places. That's all I would do. So I'd have tons of these places saved up on my maps and my screenshots. And now I don't really have any research to do. I've done all the research. It's just going to the places now. So you're gonna need some time if you really want to find these places. And one of the first methods I'll get into is on finding abandoned places. I would find abandoned places at first by going to the Abandoned Florida website by Bullet. Check it out. He's great. But the thing is, usually he would apply a rough location of where it is, like maybe the county, but he wouldn't give the exact coordinates. So I would have to go and do my own research on finding the places. I would have to look up whatever spot it was that I was trying to find. I would look that up. Let's say the Clemency Homestead, blah, 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 Fort Pierce. So I'd Google that. I'd do a separate Google, and in that I get an array of results, usually from Flickr, some from YouTube. And I would go to each result of this place, and then I would look in the descriptions of the posts for the location, and I would also look in the comments for the location. A great place to look for through comments is Reddit. Reddit is the king of giving out locations and abandoned places. So if you go on Reddit, you can look up abandoned Mississippi, if you're living in Mississippi, or abandoned California, abandoned New York. And if you look through those photos, go through the comments, usually, most cases, you'll find the coordinates or location. Reddit is awesome. I love it. The people there are awesome. People are super giving with their comments, and they're very heartfelt. And so yeah, do a separate search. If you can't find it in the first location, do a separate Google search. Going into method 2, second method is I would go to Google Maps and I would scroll to the roughest areas in the town I was looking for, and I would go to the railroad tracks and I would just scroll along the railroad tracks looking for a specific plot of land along it that looked like it might have a significant spot to explore. And I found a couple places this way. It's not the most time it's not the most time effective manner of going about it, but I will say I found some pretty cool places by doing this. I found an abandoned ghost town. The whole town was abandoned. The houses were still there. It was very weird. It was like an apocalypse going down this street with vines and kudzu everywhere. I digress. So that's another way. Google Maps. And going into method 3, it's really just looking at a wide array of resources. I'm going to try and list off as many as I can think of. Discord, getting into a Discord chat with abandoned people. You could look up abandoned places apps. There's tons of them where people have posted locations. There's a good one is Shot Hotspot. You can look up the county of wherever you are, and it will bring up a list of really unique places. I'd highly recommend Shot Hotspot. That's a one that not a lot of people know about, and it's not very active anymore. I think the creator wanted it to blow up, didn't really do that. And Reddit is great. Instagram, going through the hashtags and locations, it's another great way. Google in general, Googling places. If you're in Florida, abandoned Florida, like I said earlier, there's usually some guy. There's probably a person in your state or country that has a website of abandoned places. It's a pretty popular thing. Or nature spots, if you're into that. And Let's see, what else? Que más? YouTube's a good spot for looking through the comments. Yeah, YouTube, Reddit, Flickr, you might find some. YouTube, Reddit, Flickr, Instagram, Reddit, Shot Hotspot. I'm going in a loop. Yeah, that's about all I can think of. I also wanted to talk to you about connecting with people who are interested in the same explorers as you, whether you like nature and springs or you like abandoned places. There's probably a community on Instagram that you could connect with that's in your county, city, state, country. And the more people you connect with on there, the more places you're going to find. You're going to share places with them that they've never been to. They're going to share places with you that you've never been to. So you take advantage of those hashtags on Instagram and those locations. It really helps in building relationships with people and finding new spots to explore. I want to tell you a story about an instance that happened to me. So I was exploring an abandoned apartment complex in South Florida, and I explored it. Super beautiful, rainy day, vultures, owls swooping around, really cool spot. And I posted this story of me exploring there. I was like, oh yeah, at this abandoned place, blah, 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 blah. And I put the hashtag abandoned Florida in the story. And when you do that, it goes to the hashtag abandoned Florida's story. So anyone who's on that hashtag abandoned Florida page can watch that story you posted. Well, I got a comment on that, a DM. I opened it, and it was this woman, and she said, hey, I was actually exploring at that same spot recently. That's so cool. You're into abandoned places? I was like, yeah. She's like, I am too. So we ended up linking up and exploring at a spot I had never been to, this abandoned house that was over 100 years old. And we ended up going to abandoned prisons together, abandoned zoos. And like I said, she would take me to places she had been to that were super cool, abandoned ghost towns, abandoned mental asylums, and I would take her to like abandoned prisons, places I had been to. And we went exploring together for at least a couple years. Like we would hit each other up randomly whenever we wanted to go on an adventure. Maybe we wanted someone to come with us as company, or we just wanted to share the experience with someone else. And we had some of the most insane trips. Abandoned Louisiana, going to abandoned amusement parks, and abandoned Alabama, going to all these funeral homes. Oh my gosh. It was some of the coolest experiences I've ever experienced. Some of the most nerve-wracking experiences I've ever encountered. But yeah, that's the power of social media and connecting and communities. So that's what that method for connect with people in your community and make friends with people, share locations with them. I don't get it when people don't share locations of the places they explore. I think you should explore, give it out to everyone. Let more people have that same beautiful experience you had. Don't keep it to yourself. Exploring is meant to be shared with the world. Share that with the world. And when you have this giving and sharing mindset, it's gonna come right back at you. And when people ask me for locations, I try and be as most forthcoming with the address and the details about the place as possible, because I'd want people to do the same for me. So yeah, I hope you found something useful from this video. If you like this video, go down, hit that like. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more topics like this. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Peace. Oh, also another bonus I just thought of. If you see a spot that you want to go to and there's like some famous Instagrammer that went there and they didn't post the location, just shoot them a DM, comment. Usually shooting them a DM is a better option, but tell them, like, give them a reason why you want to explore it. And usually if you say, I want to explore this place because blah blah blah, it doesn't really matter what it is, but it shows that person that you really want to explore there, that there's meaning behind it. And people are really giving, and they'll usually give you the location. And so yeah, that's the last tidbit for you. Peace.